Here's some background on us. My fiancé and I are both 30, fairly socially liberal, together for 5 years, an interracial couple, and not religious. My best friend and his wife are 30 and 27, strongly Christian, social conservatives, and married for 7 years. My best friend is going to be my best man, and I was his best man. Our friendship is somewhat unusual because we are pretty much opposites as far as political and personal beliefs are concerned, but my policy with him is to never discuss these issues to avoid conflict, and it works. My fiancé used to like the best man, BM, and his wife, BMW, when they first met, but BMW likes to post about her personal views a lot on Facebook, and through that, my fiancé has learned a lot about BM and BMW's political views, and it has changed her opinion of them. Topics of BMW's Facebook posts in the past have included condemnation of homosexuality, abortion, and vaccination. My fiancé is not very political, but she has told me she has trouble interacting with BMW knowing that she is homophobic, among other things. She avoids these topics in conversation, like my policy, and can have friendly conversations and behave cordially, but prefers not to spend time with this couple. She has confessed that she wishes they were not in our wedding, but has not told me outright that they can't be in it, basically leaving the choice to me. I told her our differences in political opinion shouldn't affect our relationship because these topics are just hypotheticals to us. We're not gay. We've never had an abortion, and none of us have kids to vaccinate. None of these affect us personally yet. Maybe in the future, but there's no reason they can't be in our wedding now. But then fiancé said that people like BM and BMW tend to be highly judgmental, and she doesn't want to feel under scrutiny on our wedding. Our wedding will be secular, and she thinks BM and BMW, who are strongly religious, will frown at that. We are also an interracial couple, and she thinks that homophobia goes hand in hand with racism despite BM and BMW having never made racist comments against her or our relationship. Fiancé seems to think they can't be homophobic without also being secretly racist too. So I can either keep BM and his wife in our wedding, knowing that fiancé will be uncomfortable, or tell them they're not invited and have to come up with an explanation why. TLDR, fiancé doesn't want my best friend and his wife to be at our wedding because she's uncomfortable with their personal beliefs. Update. I read all the comments from the last thread, including the ones I didn't reply to. There were some strong points made, and it got me thinking. I talked to my fiancé about the best man and his wife. It took some digging to get the truth out of her. She is not very political or vocal about social issues and clearly didn't want to discuss them. I talked to her one night, hit a wall, gave up, and tried again a week later. It finally came out that the best man and his wife have expressed opinions about her that I was not aware of. Among other things, topics mentioned were how Asians are taking over American universities in some places and how this should be curbed. How our mixed-race kids are going to be confused about their identity and that children should have a unified nuclear family. How our parents speak with an accent, even though both of my fiancé's parents are highly educated professionals and their English is pretty darn good, especially considering they learned it in their 30s, as well as some other less savory stuff not specific to East Asians. So, it turns out a lot of the comments were correct in speculating that my best friend and his wife were secretly a lot more bigoted than they let on in front of me. It was shocking everything my fiancé told me came out of their mouths when I wasn't around, but at the same time, I'm not completely surprised. Throughout our entire friendship, I have kind of just willfully ignored the aspects of his beliefs that made me uncomfortable and prided myself on being able to stay friends with someone who didn't share the same opinions as me. About a month before the wedding, I asked my cousin to step up to be the best man. It was kind of half-assed. This cousin is not super close to me, but he was the only male relative I could ask. It didn't go over too well, but my fiancé and I were both more relaxed at the wedding than we would have been otherwise. Sometime after the wedding, we were talking about my friend, and my wife came clean with one more thing. He had hit on her pretty aggressively at several points in the past, and one of these incidents happened when I was out of state for a while. This was while he was with his wife. I cut contact with both of them after that. I told him why and left it to him to explain to his wife, if he does. TLDR, the wedding happened. Pulled family rank to get my cousin to replace a friend as the best man. We are no longer in contact with the former best friend and his wife. My former best friend's preaching of family values turns out to be a load of hypocritical bullshit. My new wife and I are doing fine.